Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shem, Shabbat, Shem, Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 rusty elect out there. Shalom to all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Give the Water No Passage, Neither a Wicked Woman Liberty to Gad Abroad, to just be out there. This is from Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 25. So if you read go up a couple of verses, go down one verse. Okay, it says in the last 26th verse, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, because a woman is a possession, pursuant to the scriptures, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. 24th verse, so the woman came to begin to sin, and through her we all die. Go back to Genesis. 23rd verse, I'm reading this backwards. A wicked woman abateth courage, maketh heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Now you have this thing with Papoose, if I'm saying this, he's a rapper. He was famous back in the day. He's still known in the hip hop community. He got legally married with a woman that's for the streets, for lack of experience. What's his name was Remy Ma. I'm not gonna marry or get with a girl that's named after a bottle of liquor. I met a girl at a club. She looked good. Her name was Cavassier. Nah, it ain't working. Her name is, I'm just thinking of some liquors, Grey Goose. My name is Grey Goose. I ain't going nowhere. Bitch says I'm Jackie Daniels. Run away from her. Don't walk away from her, run away from her. So he didn't know. And he was the perfect man. And women looking for the perfect man, he would be the candidate for the perfect man. He was for his family, for his wife. Come to find out, I don't have to show you the video. It's all over the place. It's pretty much viral. He just spills the beans, spills the tea, as they say, on Remy Ma. But like I said, Remy Ma, you don't marry. That's not the type of chick you bring home to mom. Okay. She might be the type of girl that stands out in the crowd, but you don't bring her to mom, But let me see. I think maybe 2 women I dealt with met my moms. The rest of them I can't. I think that's the only 2, because most of the women I dealt with in the past, I didn't really have no. If it went somewhere, it went somewhere. But you don't just. You don't just be going out there getting that brown sugar. Inside joke. So, you got this thing with Remy Ma. And when he used to go up there, this is in Bedford, all right? This is 45 minutes from the city or whatever, Manhattan, Bronx, whatever. It's a nice little ride. It ain't too far up. But, she was up in Bedford. There's a women's prison. And she was up there, and he would go up there every day. He even moved, I believe he was in Manhattan. He moved to the Bronx. They were getting paid, He's doing his thing. And he even had a condo, an apartment in the Bronx to be closer to get up there. And she told him, I remember, oh, you don't got to come up here every day. You can come up here every other day or every cut. And the first thing when I heard that, I said, yeah, either she's getting it in with a CEO, or she's a hotel motel. And then he realizes that she was a hotel motel, and she was just strictly for the streets, But he tried to make things work out. Sometimes things don't work out. especially with the Drake woman. That's why I said, look, get you a decent Edomite woman or another tribe. or another nation. If the woman's decent and she was raised to be a good woman, even though she's a heathen, don't marry her, just make her a concubine. But these sisters in America, ain't nobody, hey, you got the passport, bro. They don't want to have nothing to do with Jake. I don't even look at Jake women. I don't even look at them. You know? So what was I going to do? Oh, this prompted me to go to this scripture because of this video that GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144K put up. Jake complains about the prostitute behavior of women in these gyms. Under Esau's rule is no order. Right, and it does go on Esau. It's not us, because if you slap your woman or you grab her in a certain way, you tell her what she got to do, she calls Esau, they're gonna put you through the system. So this goes on Esau. All right? This all goes on Esau. This is why when you go to the law, the father gives the woman, that's also in the Ecclesiasticus, the father is the one that gives the woman away to a man of understanding or a man of wisdom. So when it's the title, let me come back to this, and you can pretty much read this whole chapter, even this chapter in 26, and 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both for the Most High advantage and the tongue of neighbor. 3 sort of men. Right, they just give this. These are like proverbs, right? And it goes into men and women and situations. So, like I said, I open it up with, give not water, no passage, neither a wicked woman, liberty to gad abroad, to be out. In other words, be out in the streets. That's what that's talking about. This is why you have laws that the Most High put down, that a man, father gives his daughter away when he says, he chooses the man and he says, my daughter's going to be with this man. Or in some cases, a Hebrew Israelite man will sell his Hebrew Israelite daughter to an Israelite man, and that man could either make her servant, a handmaid, a cook, or whatever. That's even with David. It didn't say if when you want a king, your king is going to take from your daughters confectioners, cooks. Like back in the ancient world, women knew how to cook. All right, and so there was an order that if you were born a woman, you were at the mercy of your father, not your mother, your father. Your father would say, and when you reach that age of puberty, 11, 12, 13, he might be cool with another Israelite that's established, and that man, they might have a dialogue as to, my daughter's 13, your son is 14, let's put them together. And they won't, the son and the daughter won't know until they meet each other. That's what that perfect example is, Isaac and Rebekah. The first time Isaac laid eyes on Rebekah, and Rebekah laid eyes on Isaac, she didn't even know who Isaac was. And the first thing that happened, he took her in the tent because he was mourning over his mother, and he popped her a couple of times, and he fell in love with her, and they were in love. You know, high school sweetheart type thing. But they didn't know each other. Hey, they showed you that in the movie, the original Coming to America, where the woman was trained to be for Hakeem. She was trained in every aspect of how to please a man. She kept saying, whatever you, which I used to deal with this chick. She used to say that. I said, where you want to go? She said, whatever you like. She played that role, you know? But that's how it was. So in Africa, you have similar marriage vows and customs, because a lot of those people in Africa are Israelites, especially West Africa. But Israel is scattered throughout North Africa and so forth. But West Africa, where the slave trade took place, you go down that west coast, or even all the way down to South Africa. Zulus are nothing but the Bantu people that migrated south. So the Zulu, Shaka Zulu, is a Judite, a Jake. So anyway, you have those same customs that men would choose the man that your daughter's going to be with. And then it was a business transaction. So when you go to, what is that? Is that Exodus? I believe it's Exodus 21. And a lot of y'all claim to know the laws. You know, like IUIC, they go, you got to keep the laws. Well, you know, the law says you don't keep all the laws. First of all, the law says you can sell your daughter to another Israelite man can sell his daughter to another Israelite man for a particular price, whatever price they agree with, and that Israelite man that purchased a daughter can either say that's going to be my wife, or that's going to be my son's wife, or that's just going to be a maid. And she's not free. She's going to be that way until she drops dead. And when you go into the law, you have men servants that were sold to other Hebrews, and they became servants for 7 years. And if they fall in love with a fellow handmaid, female servant, they fell in love with each other. They have children. After the 7 year, the man is free to go, but he can't bring his wife and his children because they become servants unto that master. See, a lot of y'all say, well, the Seminoles are not our people because they had us in slavery. Well, wait a minute, that's a law. That's a law. Israelites had other Israelites as servants. Now, the case with the grape thing, which is controversial, it shouldn't be controversial, with these Israelites, they all got emotional. The main guy that got emotional was Bishop Nate. He got super emotional about it. He lost sleep over that. But at the same time, he'll tell you you got to keep all the laws. Well, that's one of the laws. If you grape a girl, you had to take her, pay the father 50, and I did the math on 50 shekels of silver. Matter of fact, let me do the math again. Because I know how money works. Let me see, calculator. Okay, so we're going to open the calculator. Let me see. 50, 200. I'm sorry, 200. I think that comes into 200 ounces. Let's play with the math. 200 divided by 20 is 10. Maybe I'm doing the math wrong. Yeah, 20 times 10 is 200. I'm sorry, let me do it this way. Let me clear this. Let me go. Let me see. 200 times 20. Do it this way. Okay, so that's 4,000. $4,000 divided by 20 is 200. Which is 200 times 3,5,0,0. I'm sorry, let me bring this back. equals, I believe I did the math, it's almost $800,000 if you grape a woman, it's almost it will be today's numbers would be something like $800,000, almost $1 million. So you wouldn't just want to grape a woman. You think about it, unless you're rich. And the man said, okay, give me the money, I'm good. You got her. And you can't divorce her. You can't divorce her. See, so these guys, don't listen to these guys that claim they know the law, like the scribes and Pharisees. They'll tell you keep the law. They don't even know the law. Or Nate wouldn't, not just Nate, all of them that got emotional. They got all emotional about the thing. And they're still emotional to this day. So now, let me come over here. I'm sorry. Where the hell is the video? Okay, it's right here. So let me just I didn't even watch it. I hadn't even watched it. Let me just let it play.
Winds of the earth. I just want to do a lesson in response to this video where you had a Jake that's pretty much tired of seeing the shameless, careless behavior of these women, especially when you go to these public spaces, and you can't really escape it here in Babylon, because we're in the land where darkness is light and light is darkness. There's no order here, because the man of sin, the man of lawlessness, he runs and controls this current world, the whole world, life and wickedness, thanks to this devil. So you got him to thank for this, for why these women are the way they are. He's behind the feminist movement, women empowerment, etc. So the attitude is on demon time, because the serpent, you could thank him for this behavior, and this is another reason why the Most High is going to take him out and bring his society down. So this is fair use, of course. Hopefully the brother Mr. Scott doesn't copyright strike me. But this is his video, but he's replying to the brother that was making this complaint about how it is in these gyms. All right, when you go into the gym, which it is better to maybe do your workouts at home if you got the space. You do your walks or whatever. You don't got to go to the gym to do so.
Yeah, you don't got to go to the gym. You get the basic way. You got guys in the joint that all they do is body weight exercise. Meaning they'll do push-ups, squats, and them guys look like they hitting weights. Ain't none of them hitting. Some of them do, some of them don't. What's this guy? Herschel Walker. He never did weights. That dude's a beast. And all he would do is body weight exercise. But he would do it. He would do 1,000 lunges, 1,000 put. He looked like he lifted weight. He never lifted weights. When I was boxing, when I first got into boxing, there was no weights in the gym. And when I was in shape, I looked like I was a weightlifter. I ain't touched the weights in years. If I did anything, it was body weight exercises. So you don't need the gym. And gym ain't nothing but a meetup spot. You got these hoes that go to the gym. They'll be in tip-top shape, but they're always in the gym. What you need to go to the gym for? You in shape. That's a place a meeting place. I know that for a fact. You be working out, and certain women, they'll look at you, and then the next time they'll bump into you, and they'll strike up a conversation. That's a damn meet. That's like a club. But who you got up in there? The Latin tribes, Judite. You got Edomites too. And you got women that have men that say, "Oh, I'm going to the gym with the girls." And if this you ain't got a six pack and this guy does, she gonna get with this guy. Our women are completely out of order, totally out of order. Stay away from the hyenas. We keep telling you that. Let me do this. Give me see slack. Slack. Put in the word slack. And then slacked, if this doesn't come up. Okay, good. 8 times. This is the one I want. I'm sorry, let me do this. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Let's see what comes up. But this is what I wanted. Slacked. I wasn't sure whether it was Micah or maybe Habakkuk. Okay, Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the Lord is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgments proceedeth. Wrong judgment that proceedeth was the thing with this guy, Megan Thee Stallion, and damn, what's his name? I was just watching a video on him today. Yeah, I can't even think of his name. I'm getting old. Megan Thee Stallion and goddamn. Let me do this. Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion. And a stallion is a male horse. Yeah, she is for the streets, for sure. I'm trying to get his name. Oh, Tory Lanez. Come to find out that he was trying to protect her, and she turned around and drove the bus over her, as they say. And she didn't have no look of guilt. Like I said, stay away from these hyenas. Stay away from these hyenas. Now they're saying that was a hit because he was coming out with some new information. So he's got to be freed and she's got to be locked up. To show you that the music industry, man, hey, the scriptures speak about don't sit with a singer, a woman that is a singer. The music business, when you get involved in the music business, you are a major woman for the street. You're a major 304. You are a mega hyena. Hey, the scripture says, I believe that's in, so it says here, therefore the Lord is slack and judgments doeth never go forth. Let me open this up. Then I'm going to go to Proverbs 30. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see, O Yahweh, not Most High in Christ blessed, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? That's what we all are doing. Hey, I'm not going to say, oh, we can be here for another 1,000. That means you ain't crying. In 2 Peter 3, he said, hasten the day, hurry the day, even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not say. In other words, when you going to get us out of here? That's the attitude you should have. If you got an attitude, well, the Lord come when he comes. If he comes in the next 2,000 years or next 40 years, no. You hoping that this man, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, come next week. But we know that the MOTB prophecy got to be fulfilled. It said, why doest thou shew me iniquity, Esau in power, and cause me to behold grievance. This is what we see every day, man. For spoiling and violence are before me. Who brings the spoiling and the violence? The wicked one. And there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the Lord is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked, Malachi 1, doeth compass about the righteous, the Israelites. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Hey, Tory Lanez is still locked up, even though he's stabbed up. Do you know they took care of him in the hospital and they sent him back to prison? And they got all kind of evidence of lawyers and judges and even senators that are saying this was all BS. That was a sham trial. Behold, ye young heathen, in the regards of marvelous, for I will work in your days. Okay, I'm not going to go all into this. This goes into something else. That was talking about the Israelite Gentiles. That's what that's talking about. Shia said, well, that's talking about UFOs. No, you're wrong on that. That's why you fell out. Just telling the truth. So let's come back over here.
But you don't have the space, and you need the equipment. You might get a membership, and because I still hit the gym. I leave work, go hit the gym, put my earphones in and zone out. You know what I'm saying? And get in tune and get my workout on.
Give me a second. I'm sorry, the phone rang.
Just to stay healthy, to have some clarity, and it'd be a lot of women in there, and they be in the mirrors, because you got a lot of narcissism, with a lot of these, with people in general, but a lot of these women, they believe that their beauty, is the end all be all, so they're fully absorbed, self-absorbed and into themselves. So they be in that mirror, turning their body at an angle to see, their shape or whatever. And they be hoping that men are looking around, looking at them. And you got
when you pretend like you don't see them, you do your thing. That's the one that they're gonna be attracted to you. Like, why is this dude ain't looking at my ass, all the work I put in? Then she gonna try to strike her. I know that for a fact.
You got some women that are so mentally disturbed that they're hoping to capture men.
And the Edomite women are not as bad as the Jake women. The Jake women are straight up. They 304s called 304s for a reason, or gym thoughts. Like even in the boxing gym. When I first went into boxing, there was no woman in the gym. It was just young men, men training. There was no woman. We didn't train no women. Then the women think now, and there's one gym I used to go to, a woman would join the gym and they would wear the tights and they would have a fat ass and they would hit the pads, but they would stick their ass out more than they could go. And I'm like, I said, man, I can't. But see, boxing have gone down.
And staring at them so that they can go on social media and complain, feel like, they're being harassed and play victim.
Yeah, but if every man ignored you, you would complain about that. Ain't nobody looking at me. I don't know. Am I ugly? I'm aging? You just all kind of look. If you what's in most women's brains? I say all of them. A pinball machine, a damn pinball machine.
But why you're wearing what you're wearing. Why you're, doing these poses. You know why you got your
If no man looked at you, you went to the gym one day, you would be depressed. You would be depressed. Eventually, you'll quit the gym.
ass all in the air, and while you showing all that skin. So these women, they're bugged out. Here in Babylon, this is why men.
And by the way, this goes back to the place of exercise. This is where the whole gym. First of all, the word gym, I'll look it up. In case you say, "Oh, you just made that up," because that's what they normally say. Like Scythians are Israelites. The founders of Russia are Scythians, which are Israelites. I showed you where Paul and Colossians mentioned Colossians 3, I believe. What I say I was going to go. Damn, fuck! I hate this when this happens. Anyway, let me come on back. Let me bring this back. Maybe it'll jar my memory.
Feel like they're being harassed.
Oh yeah, there we go. Jim. Okay. Let me do this. Okay, Jim. Let me go to meaning. Meaning. Let me go to all. What does what is the other meaning of Jim? What is full of Jim? It's not giving me what I want. Let me go to etymology. Etymology online. Etymon online. Let's see what it says. It's a Greek word meaning naked. Jim. Okay, gym, short for gymnasium. Okay, let me put in the word gymnasium. Gymnasium. Greek, gymnasium, public place where athletes practice gymnastics. Right, the word there is naked. The word gymnos, means naked. It means naked. That's why when they played in the games in the ancient Olympics, they were butt naked. And they were only men. Women wasn't competing. So, see, these common dictionaries, they're not going to give you what you're looking for. So let's come on back. I'm gonna cut this short.
Play victim, but why you're wearing what you're wearing. You know why you're, doing these poses. You know why you got your ass all in the air and why you showing all that skin. So these women, they're bugged out. Here in Babylon, this is why men are starting to get away, all right? And they're wondering why men are not approaching anymore. Men are not.
Yeah, because you deal with a chick, you wonder how many dudes she had before you, whether she got diseases or not. These women are completely out of order because this system is completely out of order. What does it say in Psalm 50 and 16 on down? It said he casts the law behind him, the word behind him, the scriptures. He don't follow the scriptures, but they'll swear in on the Bible. They don't. Look, Trump is not going by the law. He said we're going to follow the laws of the Bible. We're going to do everything. But no, he's making up his own laws. Hey, this guy's got to be the cruel Lord. He's got to be the last. He got to be the last king of Babylon. That's the topic. The last king of Babylon.
Showing up to these gatherings. You know, they did it to themselves. But anyway, I'm gonna let the video play, and then I will get a couple scriptures.
Now talking about the gym, and this brother is taking issue with how women are coming to the gym, and of course, you know, the rebellious women in America didn't like his message. So let's go ahead on and check this out.
As a matter of fact, before I even play this, just to clarify, you know, because, you know, in this thing of ours, you know, we supposed
Yeah, I slowed it down for fair use reasons. So
to know everything, right? And the scriptures even say, he that is slow to anger let me see if I can find that. But he that is
So I'm
slow,
gonna jump to. I want you to watch the
and
rest
usually
of the video,
it becomes Biden had left have these problems.
You know, be in the gym.
And that's usually the best time to just the fact that, you know, my schedule's
You don't need no gym. You don't need no gym. And there's shootouts that go on these gyms because one chick, this other dude, they broke up. She didn't want to deal with him. Then she's with another dude in the gym that could be your friend, and you lose it. There was a situation the other day. It was nationwide. It was in Las Vegas. It was a gym, and a guy came in just blasting people, and I guarantee you it was over a woman, a thought, because he fell in love with the thought, not knowing that this is a thought. Learn how to share and share alike. I don't want to, because I'm running on time.
I gotta be at work early in the morning. So, you know,
one, having no filming policy, or if they gonna film.
That's what these women do. That's what they do. This is what they do. They go to the gym. They're in shape. They don't got to go to the gym every day. And then they taking selfies of themselves. I refuse to go there. I don't got to go to no gym.
They need to have a section like.
And they want men to look, but then they want to complain about men looking at them.
Like one of the exercise rooms and tell them, listen, you.
And this is what they doing literally every.
Oh, I know that for a fact. The last time I had a membership in a gym was, I don't know, 9 years ago. And I stayed there for 1 month. And them Edomite men, they hate Jake. They hate fucking Jake. Esau will tell you, oh no, I'm good. You can look at the face like, they look at you like, why is this nigga here? So this devil is a master deceiver. Anyway, watch the rest of this. I'm pretty sure he always puts up good videos, which is the elder Karatazar out of Vegas. So watch the rest of it. I'm running on time, so I got to meet these brothers. Anyway, shalom.